Okay, SXS Podcast Episode 1. We're going to talk about Meltdown, Episode 7, just aired recently. Definitely a banger of an episode. There's a lot to get into. I'm going to just start off with my match of the night. We're just going to get into it.
Okay. And what do you
For
feel the match
me,
of the night was?
me personally, some people might agree, some people might not agree. It's just my opinion. I'm going with Legacy versus X-Rated.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Opening match, very back and forth. Um, I feel like even though Legacy took the L, they proved themselves.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They didn't go out like chumps.
Okay.
Anthony and Ryan, they made a statement, but X-Rated, they look great. Jay Sensational, Joey Cannon, they're the most dominant faction for a reason. You add Mike Vegas to the mix, so it was just a lot of great moments of like both of them teams really fighting. Like they was hitting big move after big move, and they just kept kicking out. Like to me, that's what makes like a great match, and it was a lot of them on that episode, but that for me was mine, the opener. So
Cool.
yeah, but no man, I just
So
as
so so what you picking that match as the best of the night, even though X-rated won?
right.
Do you see? Or is there a team that you're picking to challenge Samoan Society for the tag team champ? Because right now that number one contender spot's still up in the air.
Well, yeah, because of what happened with the Quins, I definitely see that as a up in the air thing. I mean, I don't know. It could be possible. I mean, they keep winning,
True.
so I could see that happening for sure. If not at the next pay-per-view, certainly the one after.
True.
Um, X-rated. This just as a faction as a whole, they're the group to beat. They're the group to stop.
Okay.
So,
I see that too.
yeah,
They got a lot of charisma behind them. Of course, they don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves. They look out for each other, like you said in the actual match. Come one, come all. When it comes to X-rated, you mess with one of them, you got a problem with all of them. So that's one thing that you got in your favor, and then you can't forget the X factor in X-rated, which is Lady Vegas. She's a part of that faction as well, and she already got gold. So yeah, you already know she coming 10 toes behind her husband, Mike Vegas. So I can see why you're saying they stand out, in front of the pack and in front of everybody.
yeah, for sure. I mean, from what I've seen so far of SXS, they definitely have. They have the it factor. I mean, but no, I mean, just the whole show to me, it was a great show. Overall rating, I'm giving it 3.75 out of 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I guess I'll just start off giving it love because there was a lot of angles, good angles in development. I really like the Shawn Roberts Daniel King match. I feel like that was a banger too. Um, I'm interested to see where Shawn Roberts ends up. Mike Vegas came out signaling that he wants a shot at the Northern Atlantic title, so
and
perhaps that's what's next in his path.
I'm gonna piggyback off what you're saying when it comes to that, man, because I know you just came on to the scene, with SXS, but Shawn Roberts has been through so much when it comes to getting where he is. He done got his ass kicked tremendously by a lot of people. I know for a couple weeks he had to have bandages around his body from taking some beatings, and he still has overcome everything to become the champ. So now, with Shawn Roberts not even him being a singles competitor, and every time he's had somebody come out and just beat him, he don't got no backup. He's a lone
Right.
wolf right now. That's kind of a scary thing when you got a team, a faction like X-rated picking on you, and like you say, come one, come all. That's a lot to overcome. You know what I'm saying? For him to, if Mike want that title, it's hard to say Mike won't get it because hell, he got some bros behind him.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of obstacles to overcome for sure, but some of the best in the business, that's how they get up. That's how they become the best. To overcome
That's
obstacles. We
real.
saw it with
That's
a lot of
real.
different stars in our time. I think Sean Roberts, I'm putting money on that. I think Sean Roberts is going to overcome whatever it is to get to the next goal. And, he's someone I could eventually, somewhere down the line, see becoming a world champ. Who knows for how long or in what amount of time, but I see him as one of those people. So
I think I can agree with you on that. So what you got? What else you got on your
yes,
list there,
sir.
man?
Well, yeah, I got a lot actually. I'm really interested in this upcoming match for the women's world title, Gracie Gloss and Lady Vegas. Um, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was impressed with what she could do against the Amazon, despite the interference from Whit Turner. I still think she showed and proved that she's a viable challenger. Um, Ultimately, for me, I'm gonna just say this on my Paul Heyman shit. It's not a prediction; it's a spoiler. Lady Vegas retains when she does face Gracie Gloss. That's just what I'm saying. But I'm interested to see where it goes, and I'm also interested to see where Megan and Whit Turner take it. I mean, for weeks and weeks, it's just been back and forth. I'm hitting a lick on you, you hitting a lick on
Yeah.
me. I just want to see where that goes.
But the crazy thing about the Whit Turner Megan thing, though, yeah, Megan beat the absolute dog shit out of Whit, but the thing is, Whit keep hitting Megan where it hurts worse. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? She hits her where it just absolutely
right.
is the
She hits
most
her
critical
where the
point. She's
opportunity.
cost her, she ki- yeah, like she's cost her two major title opportunities, man. So it's like in Whitney's eyes, those beatdowns really ain't nothing because I'm hitting you where it hurts the most. So at some point, it's like, damn, how is Megan gonna get rid of this woman? And that's kind of what I'm on. How is Megan gonna get rid of this woman? How do you feel Megan's gonna get rid of her? Because every time you think, Megan has broken her, she comes back.
To be honest, man, I think it's just gonna come down to one big match, and Megan is just gonna have to give her
I
everything
agree.
in that match to put her down,
I
put her
agree.
in the put her in the ambulance. You know what I mean,
Or something. Yeah.
something got to
Yeah.
give, bro. It's getting heated to the point where it's like, as long as Whit Turner's around, Megan's not gonna get an opportunity, and as long as Megan's around, Whit Turner gonna keep getting her
Yeah.
ass whooped. You feel me? They keep meeting there, so they
Right.
gotta
Right.
have it gotta be no holds bar something, man. They gotta blow it off in a big way and just get it off, and then yeah.
Get it over with, yo. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. That's gonna be
Nah, yeah,
interesting to
the
see where
women's
that goes,
division is
man.
hot right now, bro.
Cause
That was pretty much my thoughts on what's going on in the women's division for sure. Um,
okay.
we talked about this a couple times. I feel like, but I'm really impressed by Rico, bro. Like, I really am. That's one of my sentimental favorites. Like, he really went in there. He handled business against Victor Grimes
He
for
stands
sure.
out.
From the fighting style to the look, yeah, he's his own breed. Like, he's his own bull. Like, and I think he's from the two times I've seen him, he's been impressive. So I'm looking forward to see more of what he can do. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing about Rico, he's in the
Hmm.
same mode as Sean Roberts. Rico has no friends. Rico has no allies. Rico doesn't want allies. I think if Sean Roberts had the opportunity to coincide with somebody, he would take it in a heartbeat. I think Rico is the exact opposite. He rather do everything on his own because he has no trust, But the difference is, in a street fight, I'm taking Rico over Sean Roberts because, like you said, Rico's fighting style is just unorthodox. He's looking for a killing blow every time he hits you. So it's like, man, like if Rico comes across a team like X-Rated, Rico is in trouble, you know. Whereas Sean Roberts is nice enough or cool, has enough, clout to probably, get, hook up
Right.
with somebody. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to Rico. Rico don't really. You could tell he don't fuck
Yeah,
with
that's true.
So how long would that allow? How long would that allow you to last in the SXS when you know when guys come at you knowing you have no allies? Now you're a target to people that does have allies. So how long is that
That's
last?
true, and I think it's also like you gotta earn more respect. To be honest, I think Rico just gotta keep racking up wins, and whether people like him or not, you're gonna have to respect his hand and what he does in the ring. And then some
That's
people
true.
will be like, you know what? No,
That's
I'm
true.
gonna help you out. We not even homies. I'm just tired of seeing X-rated run around acting like they big shots or whatever. So that's something to consider. But you right on that. I think Sean Roberts, if it comes down to it, he can find somebody good to work with to try to take.
Let's jump back a little bit since you are so high on X Rated. Who's your favorite member of X Rated if you have one?
Um, I don't even know. I can't say I have one yet. Um, but I think I feel
Okay,
like they
I got
all.
you.
I feel
I
like
got you.
they all work together. Yeah, and they all
They all
stand out.
stand
Yeah,
out.
they have
Yeah,
different kind of
yeah,
characters to them. So as I continue to watch,
yeah.
as I
And
continue to
it
see what
blends.
they do, I'll probably be able to, you know, have more of an opinion.
I feel that. I feel that. I respect it. I respect it. Cool. What else?
Oh
What's next,
man,
man? What you got?
Rob Anderson, bro. Rob Anderson. Yo, listen, Rob Anderson. All jokes aside, all bullshit aside, I think Rob Anderson is gonna be the type of guy who is just gonna be pulling up for the fade for anybody at any time just because he can, just because he's that good. Like he's that type of heel that I feel
Mm,
like the SXS world is going to need. You know, you need a character like that. And I love what Deuce Landon did in that match. I mean, he put up a hell of a fight. He's becoming one of my favorite characters because he's also kind of like unique. He's not really like anybody else. He's got a
yeah,
cool
he is.
factor, you know, and he's got talent. So, but no, Rob Anderson, uh, that man is good. I mean, 2 dog pounds. He put Deuce to sleep, bro. That's what it was, and
He
I
did.
was impressed by that.
He did. You know what? It's crazy that you bring that match up because me personally, I thought that was the match of the night. You know, you bring up X Rated and Legacy, but that Rob Anderson Deuce Landon match went back and forth for a while, and both I think if I'm not mistaken, both of them kicked out of their initial finishes. You
I'm
know,
gonna keep it
and
tall, bro. That was my
I
dark
just think
horse. That was my
I
dark
got
horse
you. I
match.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Okay, I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. Rob Anderson, you know, he's got a lot of history behind him in other leagues, and I think he's coming here trying to pave his own way. And he's the kind of guy I think that is going to do whatever the fuck it takes to get to where the fuck he wants to go.
Yeah.
That's just how I look at it. And I'm from Oakland. You know, that's like I'm from
Yeah,
Oakland.
that's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? Like Oakland dudes, man, they gonna do whatever it takes to survive. And I think Rob Edison in that same mode. He knew, but he don't care that he knew. You know, like it's my world. I think that's how Rob Edison is taking it. And right now, I just feel like he thinks Deuce Landon is in the way.
Well, that's actually a good point for segue, you know, because you say that Rob Anderson feels like it's his world, but like Jason Ryan feels like it's his world. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
It
let's
feels
talk
like it's
about
his
that,
world, bro.
man.
Yeah,
Let's
in the
talk
notes
about
right
that.
here, I got it as literally Jason Ryan feels like the SXS universe is his world. It's hilarious how I wrote it, but yeah, man, the American champion of the league. I mean, I can say what I want about, you know, his attitude, his means of getting wins, and the things he says to the fans, but he gets it done in the ring. However,
Get it done.
when it comes down to Lord Father Jake and the Angel of Healing, he ain't really getting it done. I mean, he got mollywopped. Let's just keep it tall. He got beat down. I mean,
This is the thing. The crazy thing is though, when your angel of healing is 6'6", 6'7", 360 pounds of pure muscle, what? I mean, at some point, human physics come into play.
Yeah,
You know what
man.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? At some point, human physics come into play. So, Lord Father Jake is just one of those guys, man. And to be honest, if you ask me, Jake is making Alan Graves just he's at his peak because of Jake.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where Alan Graves would be right now without Lord Father Jake. That's what I'm saying. When you got the power of Christ behind you, what mom you say when you're growing up, you can do
Amen.
anything. And we're seeing that with Alan Graves. You know, like he is just the last two times we've seen Alan Graves, he is just completely pummeled Jason Ryan. Like we have never seen anybody do Jason Ryan.
And not for nothing, but Lord Father
So
Jake, just as a character, he's also one of my favorites. You know what I mean? If I never see him in the
yeah,
ring, I'm
I
fine as
agree.
long as he comes out and gives the universe his energy. Like he just brings out, like you said, the best of Alan Graves. Alan Graves will be pretty much lost without Lord Father Jake. So, he's like a powerful figure and the pairing works well. I want to see who going to try to get in Alan Graves' way and stop him. Like, I'm really interested in that. I want to see it.
I mean, there's not many guys bigger than this man in the SXS. You may have guys that are taller, but I'm just looking at the body of work Allen has put in the ring is very, very minimal. Because he has done nothing but go after Jason Ryan, because Lord Father Jake sees fit. That's what the Lord sees fit. But the power and strength that this man displays in those minuscule minutes is kind of unreal. Because he's just tossing fucking Jason Ryan around like he's just 120 pounds when Jason Ryan's probably
Right.
like
He ain't a
240.
small dude.
And it's like he's not a small
Yeah, that's
guy.
true.
So it's like, wow, that's a lot of man to just manhandle like that. So if you coming after Alan Graves, number one, if you coming after Alan Graves and Lord Father Jake, you got a problem. You got a big problem on your
It's
hands.
crazy how we keep getting blessed with good segues because one man that might be able to take Alan Graves one day is Tully, Big Tully. But after he gets all his revenge, he lost in an upset at DMK. That was
Let's talk
come
about
on.
that DMK.
How was I gonna leave the
Yo,
gloat out the discussion,
DMK.
bro? What kind of review is this
You
without
cannot
that?
leave the gloat
That's
out of the
crazy.
discussion, man. And you know what? That was a really gloaty performance. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of worried about
Yeah, man. I
DMK
really
for
like
a minute,
DMK
but
though. I really do.
hey,
I think he's quality. I think his
yeah,
gimmick is solid. I think the small bit what we could see him do against Tully, because Tully's such a dominant force, but what we could see him do against Tully, I think MK has great flashes of potential. I think he could be a star in this league.
yeah,
Um,
I agree.
as far as Tully goes, man, if I'm him, I'm definitely pissed. I got upset by DMK. I helped the world champion become the world champion, and I don't feel like I'm getting my way. He's just running through everybody and anybody. I
I
mean, he
agree.
put Andre the Reporter through a table. That man never been in the ring in his life.
I agree with that. Like first of all, he knocked out a
Right.
ref. First of all,
Yeah.
he knocked out a ref. He put Andre through a table. Tully has just been, Tully's been on a tear, and he is one of the more scary individuals we got going around. And now that he's pissed, it's ooh. I don't want to know what's gonna happen when he gets his hands on Draven because that I don't know if Draven's got heart, brain. I don't know what Draven's got, but costing Tully his first match. That's tough. That's tough. How do you feel about Draven right now? Because Willie Dean said, Draven need to catch the first flight out of here.
I mean, honestly, if you're asking me about Draven, I think Draven is biting off more than he can really take care of right now. I think Draven need to stay in his lane and
Okay.
try to just rank up and become a challenger, become a contender, for the Northern Atlantic or the American title, whatever. I think this business he got with Tully is bad for him. That's why I said it earlier when you was talking. I said bad business because Tully is somebody that is, like you said, on a tear. He don't care who's in his way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Draven need to carve his own path, bro. He need to mind his business and go drink some water and go try to be a champion or something. Like, go do something else, cause
Well, you know what? Hindsight is 2020, and he
real
already
shit.
left
That's facts.
it.
It's over.
Hindsight is 2020. You gotta keep an eye on Tully because he's gonna be wherever Draven is. If you ask
Well,
me,
I know for sure.
that,
The one and only AJ Woods is hoping that maybe Tully forgets about everything. I mean, he got off pretty easy in a way on Meltdown because he didn't get his match with Ethan Hall. He didn't have to defend his title.
he didn't.
But
He
then the
didn't have
lights
to
went
defend
off
his
in
title.
Atlantic City. When they came back on, who was in the ring? Chris freaking
Chris
Neptune, bro.
Neptune.
It's crazy. Like, the crowd went wild.
T-
We thought AJ was going, be a chump, leave the ring. And he actually tried to stand up to Chris Neptune, which in the long run wasn't really smart. That's what I'm
was a
saying. It
bad
wasn't
idea.
smart. He didn't think. You got to think about all the potential ways that it could go left, and I don't think he did. So in that situation, yeah,
The
right.
poison mist. Like, yeah, Chris Neptune is a demonic figure. We all get that. We all get that. But we didn't know he was
No,
that
it's sick.
demonic, though. We didn't know he was that demonic. And then he made AJ tap. He proved to the world that he could make AJ tap if he
Fam, when
wanted to.
you spray somebody with poison mist, that's already crazy. But then you make him tap out, like that's nasty work. Like he made AJ Woods look like he should be at the bottom rank. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing
He
is,
did.
AJ Woods is like,
You cut out, bro.
you said to cut out.
Mark. Yeah, you
No,
said
I said
AJ Woods
AJ
is like
Woods
what?
has continuously said, he's made it his point to keep saying like he did it on his own. He didn't need any help. You know what I mean? But we see what happens when he's alone and he has to defend himself. You know, he gets
Ooh,
dropped by
preach,
Chris
boy.
Neptune. So I'm just,
Chris Neptune is
yeah.
undefeated in the
So
SXS. Has won all his matches by tap. Never, not one pinfall. He is the master submission guy, and to know that at any point in time he could get AJ Woods to tap, that's got to be lingering in the back of AJ's mind. He just made him tap on Meltdown. What if the title was on the line? We'd have a new champ.
that's
We'd have a new
facts.
champ.
That's just facts.
Wow. Well, I think a match is eventually going to happen because from what I've been seeing the past couple of episodes, Neptune is making his point to go after AJ Woods. So at some point, I don't think Neptune is going to stop until he gets an opportunity.
And,
If that happens,
and
we can take
not
it.
for nothing, I think he should because listen, time is now to go after what you want, right?
That is
Especially
it.
if you smell blood in the water. If you feel like AJ Woods is an easy,
Oh, we got a question in general chat though. Someone says, "Can Neptune win without submission?" Though.
and Neptune win without submission.
Yeah, yeah. What if he can't? What if he can't get AJ Woods in a position to make him tap? Can he beat him by pinfall? Does he have enough in his arsenal to
Um,
pin him?
if you're asking me straight up, my answer is a little complicated, but we would have to see it. You know what I mean? Anything we've seen of Chris
Yeah,
Neptune is been submission victory. So
you're
it's
right.
like
You're
you
absolutely right.
you you can't say yes because you don't have any source material to go off of. But Chris Neptune seems to be such a force. It's possible. Um, I have to commit to just one answer, I'm maybe gonna say no. It might be controversial, but I'm gonna say no because I haven't seen it.
Well, you're right. I haven't seen it, but you know, what we also haven't seen as a community? AJ actually pin anyone by himself. So
Uh,
now the question is looped. The question is looped
uh,
around. Can AJ beat
that's a
Neptune
good
by
point.
himself, whether it's
That's a
submission
good
or pin?
point.
Can AJ do it
Yo,
by himself?
that's a good point, man. You got me. See what you did there, man.
Oh, it's just something I guess we got to see play out, huh? That's a
No,
good
I
round
love it. I
robin
love
right
it.
there.
That's what I'm saying. The scene is so great because you don't know what's gonna happen next. Like you don't know what Thunder Austin has up his sleeve. Like I can tell
That's
you one
true.
thing though, bro. If he does make a match between those two, and it so happens to be a submission match, you can kiss that title goodbye. I will say that. It's
Woo!
over.
Yeah, you kiss that goodbye. But hey, wait. 1 second though. Even though AJ didn't do it by himself, he did make Deuce Landon tap last week to retain his title.
Mm, he
He
did,
did do
albeit
that.
off the distraction from Rob Anderson. But
But I
yeah,
don't think anyone on the I don't think anybody on the roster has the barrage of submissions that Neptune got. So if that's your only method of winning, then of course you might as well go to Vegas and put all your money on Neptune because he can make it tap in any way, form, or fashion. So if this is a submission match, yeah, it's just as good as Neptune's. But if we're going in a regular match or whatever, that's just a match that we got to see because it can go multiple different ways.
yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But yeah, I mean,
Man, the next couple of weeks gonna be interesting. Next couple of weeks gonna be interesting. I feel
there's
you.
a lot of stories developing, a lot of twists and turns. Things can go anywhere. I mean, we forgot to speak on what happened between Toe Fuller and of course Francis Kidd and Kareem. I mean,
Oh, so now that's a big subject I want to touch on. King Kareem and Bocho Fuller are fairly new, right? They faced each other last week. King Kareem wins. And now it appears that they have formed a tag team faction, whatever you want to call it. They're together. They made it official when we saw them walk down
right.
together. So, where do you think that goes?
Um, it's crazy because when we were doing color, I was just like, there's no reason for Cho Fuller to be out there. But to be honest with you, like it does make a lot of sense because sometimes beat somebody, if they respect you enough, they want to rock with you. They'll want to form.
True. It's that respect. Respect.
Right.
That's what it is.
So
Respect.
where do I see it going? I mean, after seeing Boulay, the super popular Boulay, by the way, come out to a huge pop in Atlantic City to help Dave Francis Kidd.
He surely
Think about
did.
that, bro. I mean, we could talk about King Kareem and Cho Fuller because it seems like that's a done deal, but you got Francis Kidd and Boulay as a possible team trying to take these
Whew.
two down. Like that's crazy.
Hey, and a few minutes ago, you were touching on Jay Sensational and Joey Cannon being top of the tag team division when we possibly got two of the most athletic guys
Yeah,
in the league maybe getting together because that could be a scary team. You talk about a guy that's 6'5", 250 pounds that can damn near do everything that Francis Kidd can do, but he also can do everything that Kim Kareem does from a power standpoint. Also, that's a freak of athlete.
absolutely. And I mean, popularity included as well. You think about how over both Francis Kidd and Boulay are. The crowd,
Right,
I mean,
right.
popularity definitely speaks for something in any league. So it'll be interesting to see. I think the tag
I agree.
division is definitely something to keep an eye for. You got X Rated, you got Legacy, the potential Francis Kid and Boulay, of course, Cho Fuller, King Kareem, you know,
Still got some more society holding the
Mo and
titles
Society.
off
They
last
got a
week.
bye last week. They chilling. They had their feet up somewhere. I mean, but that's how it goes. I'm excited to see what happens with the tag division. like I said earlier, the women's division is shaping up well. Um, Sean Roberts back against the wall. That's the best Sean Roberts, and that's the Sean Roberts I
I
predict is
agree.
going to be a world champ. We'll go back to this podcast one day, and we'll be like, "Damn, that's crazy." Like he Mark was on that. He called it.
All right. You got anything else written down before we take some more
Um,
questions?
nah, honestly, those were pretty much all my thoughts on the show. I think, like I said, I think it was a pretty good show. You know what I mean? I think potential for the storylines that we have so far, uh, unpredictable. You just don't know what's gonna happen
I agree. You
on
have no
several
idea what's
different
gonna happen, right?
fronts, and
You have no.
that's what makes the best leagues or just the best stories. Period. In anything, like just having that predictability, I think is yeah. So
I agree.
I'm ready for the ride. I'm ready to see where it go.
I, all right. So I know Juggernaut had a thing or two he wanted to say. I know Unc is typing up another question probably, so I'll give them a minute or two
I think he said
to
he said
pop
current
their
title
stuff in
power
there.
rankings. I don't think I'm hip to what the power rankings are right now.
I think he is insinuating that that's something that you
Oh,
probably
right,
could
right,
do in
right,
the
right, right.
future. Is probably compile a top five of each title power ranking in your opinion. I think that's a discussion that would
Oh,
actually be
that's
a hell of a
hard.
discussion because it's your opinion. I think each week you could put out a top five power ranking for each title. That could be a hell of a discussion for each podcast, for one that can generate a lot of interest, from a lot of these cats to see where they stand. And I think that's a good idea. Any new divisions or titles in the future? I think when we get a little bigger, I do want to introduce another singles title. But for right now, with the size we're at, fighting for the one major and the two minor titles is kind of what we're good at right now because we don't have. I think we have a roster of about 30.
Oh, okay.
I think we have about it's between 20 and 30. So I'm around and say we have a roster of 25. So three singles titles between 25, 30 guys. I think that's a good number. Now once that number rises to the 40s, then I think that's a good chance to introduce another title. Now there is a title I have been thinking about introducing that's a mixed tag title because we got a hot women's division. We got some men that might pair up with some women. Could do a mixed tag title that might develop some interest. So we'll see how where that goes.
I feel like that would be hard. Mixed tag title would definitely go hard. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, you could take the suggestion if you want. If you don't want to roll with it, if you do end up with like somewhere in the 50-60 range, and you do want to add something along with the mixed tag, I think an exciting title to have would be some form of a cruiserweight title. I think you open up potential for some really
okay.
exciting matches, some great moments, and I think
Agree.
it's kind of like it's like a good pipeline of getting like these smaller guys into like that main event scene. Like if you come across some guys that have,
Luchadors
and
and
if you
shit
come
like that.
across people
Yeah,
with
high
charisma too,
flying
like
action.
people that got star power, you could kind of, you can mold that with the division itself. So, you know what I'm saying? I
I
mean,
agree.
some of the best champs ever, RIP Guerrero, came from the cruiserweight division, Rey Mysterio. So that's how I feel, man. But no, I think the mixed tag title is a great idea because I don't see it much in a lot of leagues, and I think it'll stand out.
Sounds right. That might be. I think if we can get a few more cruiserweight guys in the league
Yeah,
under 200, then that's a route we can go. I think a lot of we don't have many guys that are under 200. There's only two guys that pop out to my head that are under 200, and that's
right.
Francis Kidd and Johnny Rush. I think everyone else is over 200, so we got to get a little bit more popularity with the smaller guys in
Well,
order to get
yeah,
them
man.
to.
I think that's a good idea. Like I said, it also gives the roster more depth. Like You know what I'm saying? Like it creates
Mm-hmm.
separation, which I think is good in any league. You
I
want
agree.
to be able to recognize, all right, who's like going to be competing against who, what division, more
Mm-hmm.
so than you just assume certain guys that aren't going for the world title are just going to go for, you know, that.
Legacy, I think Anthony is around 190, so you're right. But I think Brian is about 205, 210. He's a little bit heavier than his little brother. So I know I got that question from Nat. Okay, all right. So all right, before we end this podcast, we got a special guest. We got a special guest, who has a lot on his mind. DMK, as we touched earlier, he has a big win over Tully. A big win over Tully. I think it's probably the biggest win of the night
Yeah.
of Meltdown. And I'm gonna let you handle the interview with DMK, Bryce, since you definitely saw it firsthand. But yeah, we do have DMK coming to the podcast now. DMK, you here?
Yep, I'm here.
Take it away,
Okay,
Bryce.
DMK, man. What can I say? You shocked the world on Meltdown episode 7. You came through in a big way on your debut. You beat Tully. You got a lot of people talking about your win. How do you feel personally about that dub?
Well, let's get one thing clear. People keep talking about this interference. The record books don't say interference. The record book says wins and losses. And what happened tonight is DMK got the win. Tully lost.
That's
So in
right.
my eyes, what I'm thinking here, and I'm going to set the record straight, there's been a lot of talk about tag teams. To me, tag teams are just people that can't get the job done on their own. I'm not
Mm,
focused on tag teams. There's too much
Mm.
discussion. Y'all almost overlooked my win talking about tag teams. Y'all claim that
Mm.
Tully is the main reason
Okay.
why AJ Woods has the title. So we're gonna make Tully seem like the door between the rest of the locker room and the championship. Y'all two said two words that made me smile: world champion. If I kick down the door
Okay.
that's guarding AJ Woods from the rest of the company, that means I might as well put one foot through, and people are going to start asking, who's next? Whether it be Neptune, whether it be anybody. What if Lord Father wants to stick his neck with his, what do you call it, angel of healing? Well, he steps up to DMK. Let's be real. I'm going to make him forget who he praises. When
mm.
I do step up to AJ Woods,
Wait, 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 wait,
people
wait,
are going
wait,
to be
wait,
saying
wait,
AJ
wait,
Woods. They're
wait,
going to be
wait,
saying
wait.
AJ Woods.
Hold on, DMK. Hold on. So you're telling me not? So you beat Tully, and
Big
and
win.
that was a heck of a win. I mean, it was a big win. In my opinion, it was one of the biggest of the night. But you're telling me now you're gonna call out Lord Father Jake and Alan Graves?
Well, y'all are talking about the biggest.
Is that what
Y'all are
we're
talking
going?
about the biggest pop. Y'all said I got a spark. I'm not a spark. I'm the whole light. So if Lord wants to follow someone, he
Woo!
can follow in my light.
Mm. Well, I did say I saw sparks of potential, and that's because on Meltdown you had your very first match. So my theory is once you decide you're going to turn up, you're going to win every match you're in for the next, I don't know, 5, 6 weeks. I'm saying forget a spark. DMK is the whole light. Like we said,
You
big
said
win over the buzzard. Big win, sir. I mean, excellent win for sure, but you still
the
got to
thing
show and
about
prove.
buzzards. Sorry to cut you off, but things about buzzards is they pick off the bottom feeders, the ones that are already dead, the ones that are left behind. I'm not left behind. I'm just
Oh.
starting. You said I got spark. You said I got potential. When I come out and you see my shirt, you see an S, you see P, now you see L. Now I heard someone say that L stood for loser, but from what I'm saying, I'm 1-0, undefeated. L isn't for loser, L is for legend. There ain't no potential, there ain't
Okay,
no spark.
okay, okay.
people remember the Big Bang at the end, and that's me. I'm the one that creates things. I'm the one that makes moments. I'm the one that tears down the walls and breaks down doors like that big oaf Tully. He can have his little roid rage moment. He can sit there and have a fit. He can attack a defenseless reporter. I ain't about that. He can go take care of whatever his name is that came down the ramp that supposedly interfered.
Yeah.
But the thing is, y'all were talking about finishers, kicking out of this, kicking out of that. What I went on, a roll-up. If Tully's the one that made AJ Woods who he is now, with a roll-up, imagine what I'm going to do when I actually hit my finisher.
Yikes. Well, it is. It is time to cast a new star in SXS. I guess I could ask you, even though I know the answer, but do you think that's you?
Well, just like my shirt, that big old star in the sky is going to have a big old L. And that L stands for legend. Unless you face me, that L is going to stand for loss. I'm here to make my mark. I'm here to win. I'm here for championships. I ain't here to make friends. I ain't here for tag teams like y'all seem to be so hung up on. I ain't here for some person trying to claim that they praise some fake prophet, some higher being. I'm the highest being that you'll ever see in this division, this company, anywhere you see. You're going to see my face. Rated Alpha Legend, the glow.
Well, you know what, DMK? Miles Moore's the owner of SXS. I believe you. But you do have to show it on a consistent basis. So, you know what? We definitely, appreciate you for coming, joining us tonight. Keep it going. Cause I love the energy. I love everything you got going for yourself. But you already know there's a lot of competitors that are gonna be coming after you now. So all I can say is, man, keep it up. Because if you keep it up...
Let me leave it on this last statement.
Go ahead.
Y'all talking about keeping consistent, keeping it, keep going, keep rolling. I'm put it for you like this. When it comes to DMK, if I win, I win. But if I lose, guess what? I still win because people are going to be paying to see me.
You put butts in seats!
Listen, I see it, man. I see it. I see it. All right, I'm sold. I'm sold.
Well, whoever you face next week, DMK, if you're on the card, good luck. We appreciate you stopping by. Again, very, very, very big win on Meltdown. It was... I didn't give you much of a chance, but hey, nobody did, but you gave yourself a chance, and you won. Hey, that's all that matters in the SXS. Is like you said, wins and losses is all that matters. So we definitely appreciate you, DMK, and good luck in the future, man.
Well, I'll show you all I got, and just like you said, keep the butts in your seats. But y'all better sit back and watch because I'm going to make SXS the new major show, the new major company, and it's going to be because of 3 letters, DMK.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, DMK.
Hey,
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right, mark out. You got any closing remarks, man?
Listen, man, I love it. I can't get off it without talking about that interview with DMK. That was incredible. I like this guy's energy. I like the chip on the shoulder energy. I like that he called us out, or at least called me out.
He called you out.
For calling tag team. Yeah, I'll wear that. He called me out, but you know what? I love it. I love it. That means he wants it. That means he wants to be a star. I know what that's like, just on a personal level. I got him being one of the next guys, honestly. Yeah, he's it's very seldom that I hitch to a wagon this soon. What we did see against Tully, that's the reason I said flashes, because we only got to see him pull off a few moves.
Right, I agree.
He's got the he's got the charisma, he's got the personality. He's confident. He's sure of himself. That's half the battle, and the other half is getting it done in the ring. So, hats off to him. Great episode overall. Definitely looking forward to working with SXS in the future. It's gonna be legendary. Looking forward to the pay-per-view coming up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are gonna shape up nice, I think.
Yes, sir. We got about 3 weeks. 3 weeks before the pay-per-view. So yeah, we got a lot of questions that need to be answered possibly prior to the pay-per-view. So we got about a good 3 weeks before we have to figure that out. But it's gonna
shout
be a
out
fun
to
ride.
the chosen too as well.
Definitely.
Shout out to Mr. Brian
Yeah.
Anderson.
Before you drop off, let's. That is one thing you didn't touch on in your notes, and I would hate to end this podcast without touching on it.
Well, yeah, Brian Anderson getting a huge win over Tyler Quinn.
And let's jump on that for a second because, TQ, Brian Anderson had a lot of respect for each other. We saw it pre-match. They had a lot of respect for each other. But do you think, the ending had a lot to do with the brother of TQ or the fact? I mean, yeah, Blake Quinn or the fact that Brian Anderson beat him. What you think's going on with that?
Well, I mean, I feel like with Tyler Quinn, it's a matter of trying to get back to a footing where he can win and not have other shit on his mind like Blake Quinn leaving him out dry. I mean, that's the thing.
That's your only
If
brother,
he
man.
didn't
That's
have that
tough.
on his mind, yeah, it is. And if he didn't have that going, I could have maybe seen a world where he picked up the win. But I mean, when you talk about the chosen one, you talk about a guy who comes out and he makes an open challenge to anyone in the locker room. I mean, first of all, that's heart
That's
off the
balls.
rip.
That's
It's
balls.
balls, heart, and that deserves to be recognized. And I guess for me, the surprise came when Tyler Quinn came out. But it didn't matter to the chosen one. He still won. He got the dub. And you're right. I would hate to end this broadcast without talking about that because that was also a solid match. And Brian Anderson as a whole, I'm also a fan of his. I think he's talented. I think the sky could also be the limit for him. I hope he doesn't take offense to that. But at the end of the day, you know, consistency, wins, losses, that's what matters in SSS. That's what it's all about. You gotta win.
He's fine. He's
And
won.
Anderson
He's
won,
won.
and he
He's won.
won exactly. So
Not
that's
and coming into the night, not knowing who his opponent is.
yeah, that's the thing. You really bet on yourself. Like DMK did earlier. He bet on himself. Brian Anderson bet on himself. He went out on his shield and said, "Whoever comes out here to stand in front of me, I gotta face. I gotta throw hands with." That is a lot of heart.
That's a badass.
But but if Brian Anderson continues to do that,
He's gonna run into the wrong dude.
and yeah, and when that happens, we could be seeing Brian Anderson in a different environment, and that's what makes a star, being able to be in different environments and still thrive.
I
And the
agree.
chosen one thrive if his back's against the wall. We talked about Sean Roberts before. We spoke highly about how he
True.
can
True.
perform well with
True.
his back against the wall. And Brian
That is
Anderson
true.
do
That is
that
true.
if one of these challenges comes out and it's somebody he really like, if it's a Chris Neptune or maybe even like a Tully, like that's a different situation. But it was very impressive to see him in action. I'm rooting for this dude personally and professionally. And yeah, man, I think the win over Tyler Quinn, regardless to what he had going on with Blake, anything else, I think it doesn't matter. I think you got to shake that and you got to win. And for him to low blow Brian Anderson after showing the sportsmanship in the beginning, I think that's whack. I think that's corny, bro. I don't respect that from Tyler Quinn. I think it's cowardice, and I think you should just accept the loss as a man and move on and game plan and come back better.
I think most people agree with you on that, man. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Mark out. We definitely appreciate you for stopping by for this first ever podcast. We definitely appreciate DMK coming in for being a special guest. And hey, like you said, man, episode 8 is shaping up to be one hell of a
Whew.
show. Hopefully, we will have everything released again by Friday, Saturday at the latest. That is the plan to go ahead and get that taken care of for everybody. But I'm excited about that show. If you ask me, man, I think there's a lot of questions out there that people are waiting to be answered. A lot of things that we're waiting to see that is going to shape up for the pay-per-view. So I just think that's just going to be one hell of a ride, man. So mark out again. We definitely appreciate you for
Thank
showing
you.
up.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
and I can't, me personally, not only can I not wait for episode 8, but I can't wait for episode 2 of the podcast. Mark out, man. I think the fans respect you. I think the people respect you, and I think everyone loves your insight on what you're seeing. Your neutral, insight on this. I think is very well respected by everybody, man. But until next week, on episode 2 of the podcast, Miles Morris, Mark out. We'll see you guys next
You
week.
already know.